Good morning and welcome to some morning pranayama, some morning breath work. Today we're going to, as always, start in calm, finish in calm, and I'll talk you through a little bit different process as that goes along. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable, seated, lying down. My name is Lisa. For those of you that I do not know, I will be your voice today. As always, let's start. Take a deep breath in, exhale with a little ha breath. Do that again and just listen to the sound of your breath. Make sure that it's coming out of your throat, your chest clear. If it's not, clear your throat a little bit. Change your position. And one more of those on your own time, just marking the start of your practice. The second tool that we always use is in through your nose, out through an imaginary straw. We're going to sit with that practice for a bit today. The process will stay in through your nose, out through an imaginary straw. We talk about this process of relaxation. And as we tell ourselves, tell others to relax, we very often go through a mental checklist of shaking out and what do I need to do to relax. And perhaps the easiest way to find that physiologically, neurologically, is to use this tool of exhaling through this imaginary straw. As you do that, the passageway of air is narrowed a bit, which will naturally slow your breath rate. Just watch the breath and check in and see if indeed your breathing has slowed a little bit. If not, give it time. That narrowing of that passageway for the exhale slows the exhale, so the exhales may indeed become longer than the inhales. Check in with your breath and see where you are in that process. And if they are indeed longer, just watch what happens to those exhales as you continue to stay with that straw breathing. With every exhale you take, your heart rate naturally slows a little bit. With every inhale, your heart rate naturally goes up a bit. So one of the goals of this breathing is to allow your body to sit in a state where the exhales are naturally a bit slowed. What happens to your body as you continue with this straw breathing? Not forcing your breathing to slow, but just watching as you exhale through this imaginary straw. And as your breathing rate naturally slows and your heart rate is allowed to stay in that little bit slower pace, that calmer pace, your diaphragm, your heart, then inform your brain that the body is calm. And the brain follows suit. As the breath slows, the heart rate slows, the body that is working informs the brain that the body is calm. The invitation is to continue to watch the breath, continue to stay in this breath, breathing through this imaginary straw, and continue to watch your body's reaction. Will it really be your body's response to this breath? At times you may notice that your brain has a reaction and comes in and starts to tell you something different. Reminders of something from yesterday, something you need to do today. Come back to the body. Focus on the exhale. Watch the in, watch the out. Now at some point, it will become quite natural for you to begin breathing all through your nose. If the tool of the exhaling through the straw is working for you, continue to use that as your focus. As you need to come back to the body and the breath, as the mind comes in, return to the straw. As your body and your brain both stay in calm, breathe through your nose. We'll keep with this focus on calm. That exhaling through the straw to find that long exhale, that finding of the vagus nerve, so the body can inform the brain that the body is calm. There are 3 other check-in points to assist that vagus nerve. Eyes in a steady gaze, even if they're closed. Facial muscles relaxed. Check in forehead, brow, eyes, lines of the face around the mouth relaxed. And check in within the mouth, tongue, throat, jaw, you may be focusing just on the breath. You may be focusing on the words in, out. When given the repetitive task of something like in, out, it keeps that frontal lobe of the brain occupied. So if indeed your brain starts to wander, we say come back to the breath, come back to the straw. Perhaps simply give the brain a repetitive task, which could be in, out. Those of you who like a good repetitive task, a run, a walk, weeding the garden, shoveling snow, that repetitive task of in, out, may allow you to find a bit of your zone. That repetitive task of in, out may help you find your flow state, a bit of a meditative state. What would work the best for your brain? Is it the task of in, out? Perhaps it's in, calm. Knowing that with each exhale, the heart rate becomes a little calmer. Perhaps with each inhale, you draw in, you draw close, that which you would prefer to have, Perhaps instead of in, out, it's peace, calm. Pulling in that desired state, holding the state that you are now in. What works for you on this day continue with that practice. If your body is indeed in calm, remember how you got there and come back there anytime you desire. The practice for this morning is complete. I'll be back tomorrow at 8. Thank you for joining me.